Yo, what's happening?
What's going on?
How you guys doing today? Sorry for the late start, but there is weather issues out here in the Pacific Northwest. So
Snow.
there is a lot of snow that we are not used to. So that happens to be the reason why we are late. How was your week?
That was pretty good.
I had a couple days where the snow got me out of work a little bit early, so I got to
Nice.
relax and chill. So I'm not complaining about that. Good stuff. If you guys don't know, I'm Nick,
I'm Eric.
and we're Talk Interference Sports. We are just two guys that like to talk some sports and decided that we want to make a show. So I love having you guys out here. And if you are not watching us on the Game Changer Sports Network and you're watching us on Twitch over here or watching us on YouTube, go find the Game Changer Sports Network, add their Facebook, add their Twitter, add their Instagram, as well as ours. We're Talk Interference Sports. All of those media platforms we have. Go send us a like. Go send us a sub. All of that stuff. Thanks to the GCSN guys for everything, and our off-screen dude Justin, who is again not here unfortunately, but thanks for everything that you do out there. And if you are unaware and you are going to a sporting event or concert, use the promo code at SeatGeek.com GCSN to get $20 off your purchase. Shout out Jeff's Basement. Go check out Jeff's Basement. Let's get down to it. Tell me about your rugby stuff.
All right. Well, the first thing is we're just started the America Rugby Championship, and that's all North and South America, and that's 15s
Okay.
rugby. So over the weekend, USA played Argentina, and they lost.
Oh, no.
Their first loss of the year, and they lost 45-15.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it was. And Argentina pretty much dominated from the get-go. They up to going into the half, Argentina was up 21-0. And the men's, they just kept getting penalties and all kinds of stuff. They didn't get their first try until like 5 minutes left.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they only ended up getting 2, and
That's rough, man.
yeah, it wasn't a good game.
Damn.
That was a rough one for them.
That's too bad.
Yeah,
I don't like hearing that.
but they do have this weekend off, and then after that, they're gonna play Brazil in Texas, and that's gonna be on February 23rd, and then on March 2nd. They're going to play Uruguay in Seattle, and then
I want to go to that.
Yes. And then on the 8th, they're going to play Canada in Seattle.
Okay. All right.
So since they're playing Brazil next, Canada and Brazil played this weekend as well.
How did that go?
Brazil beat them 18-10.
So it was a little closer.
Yeah. Yeah, Canada did not look good. Actually, neither one of the teams really looked all that great.
Just Brazil looked a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And basically, they just dominated the scrums in that game, and really didn't let Canada do much of anything. Although all of the points that Brazil scored were kicks.
Okay.
So
damn,
yeah.
Not a single try?
No, not
Okay.
one. Yeah, one guy, their fly half, Josh Reeves.
Okay.
He's from New Zealand, and he attempted 8 kicks and made 6 of them. So he scored all of their points.
Okay. How far were the 2 missed kicks that he made? You don't know that?
I don't know. I didn't watch that game.
Okay. All right. Okay. If you didn't know, the Seawolves traveled down to New Orleans and unfortunately caught a loss. though I thought the game was well fought
Mm-hmm.
and the games continue not to fail to entertain me. That was still a good game even with the Seawolves losing.
And they even had the lead for most of the match too.
Yeah.
There were two other games. I don't know if you watched any of those. Toronto and Austin and Houston and San Diego.
I did not catch any rugby this week. I just
okay.
watched highlights.
All right. Well, Toronto beat Austin, and that's their first win ever in the MLR.
Ooh, congrats, boys.
Yeah. So, let's see if I can read my handwriting here. Yep.
Who did they play? Austin?
Yeah.
Austin. Dennis,
Yeah, Austin
what's up,
Elite.
man? Big shout out Dennis for that dono. Go ahead.
Ugh. You motherfucker. Goddamn cat bit me.
Alphonse is a hunter, bro.
No, he's not. It is good news for Toronto with that win though, since they were down 11 players.
11 players?
Yeah,
Ooh.
2 of them were just unavailable, and the other 9 were playing for a national team.
Oh,
in
okay.
That America
That's
Rugby
impressive.
Championship.
That's impressive that they got their first win in that.
Yeah, they're
to,
down 11.
this is their
guys.
inaugural season, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations to Toronto.
Yeah, and then San Diego beat Houston. Even though Houston actually had the lead up to the 78th minute.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nick, AAF football is the real deal, Dennis says. Yes, and we will talk about that most definitely. And Jeff says, Nick, does the mic feed into your Facebook Live? Yes. I will tell you how to do that after the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, Houston, they scored first, and they had a 10-point lead. The whole first half. First half ended 13-3 with Houston on top.
Okay.
And then in the second half, they just got whittled down, and San Diego ended up scoring a try with like seconds left. So it was
nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
and at that point there wasn't any time for Houston to do anything.
I like that. That's a good way to win.
Yeah.
That's a good way to win. Congratulations to them. Did you get any coverage of the Seawolves game?
Yeah, I watched that game.
Okay. Tell me about the Seawolves game. I know they lost.
Yeah, they lost. So New Orleans is still undefeated.
Brutal.
Yeah. They just I didn't actually take a whole bunch of notes while I was watching it, but they it was, I don't want to say, it was competitive obviously, but it wasn't one-sided at any point.
Right.
Both teams were up and down, and they were within. It wasn't until the last 10 minutes that New Orleans went up 2 scores. So it was pretty much a one-score
Well
game
fought
the whole
game.
time. And
Well fought game.
yeah,
That's
it was
what
good.
I saw from the highlights, that they were like pretty much in the lead the majority of the game. And
Yeah, I
then-
want to say the Seawolves had the lead for all of the first half and a good portion of the second.
Okay. All right. Well, bounce back, Seawolves. You guys got this. Got any more rugby stuff?
Well, I do have the Major League Rugby standings.
Okay. Spit it.
Right now.
I like it. Let's go.
So number 1 is
New
New
Orleans.
Orleans because
Yeah.
they're undefeated. And number 2 is San Diego.
Okay.
And
They've lost 1.
yes,
Okay.
they lost the first match, and then they beat
Okay.
the Seawolves and then Houston.
Okay.
And then Seattle's at number 4. Houston's at number 5. Utah is at number 6. New York is at number 7. Glendale is 8. And Austin is number 9.
Austin is number 9.
Number 9.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I haven't really figured
I
out
like it.
how it all relates together because it's kind of like hockey. You get points. But I haven't really figured that part
Jeff
out
said this would be way better if you lit Eric on fire. Poo crew for life. Oh my god.
yet. No.
Throwbacks, baby. Damn. If I lit him on fire, though, his mustache would go up, and then we would lose viewership just because of that.
It's true. So much of my power is derived right here.
That photo comment that you made about the Lorax was amazing. But we should light Jeff on fire. I like that. That's funny.
I prefer that.
So, do you think New Orleans is going to lose anytime soon? They look really good right now.
They do look really good. I don't know who they're playing next.
Okay. Well, we shall see. I look forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I mean, one more thing goes a different way, and they would have lost this past weekend, too.
Right. All right. Well, do you want to get into some NFL talk?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. So the Ravens today traded Joe Flacco to the Denver Broncos for a 4th-round draft pick.
Really?
I like this. Okay, check this out. I don't dislike Case Keenum, but I don't think he's top-tier quarterback position or like top-tier quarterback in the league by any stretch of the imagination. He's not a horrible quarterback.
No.
Joe Flacco is going to get the start there in Denver, no doubt. Joe Flacco, I think this is a perfect opportunity to show why he is the Hall of Fame quarterback that I think that he is. Everybody's going to hate on me for saying this. Everybody has hated me for saying this in the past. But
Yeah, again?
Joe Flacco is a good quarterback. Your friends are horrible, Rochelle says. Just kidding. Rugby, oh boy. Bring it back. That means RG3 is a second string again. Yeah. But so basically, I think this is going to be a basic showing of how good Joe Flacco really is. And this is going to tell you that signing your quarterback, all of your cap space to destroy your team years and years down the road is going to be present here, which is why the Ravens have been bad so long. Because, well, they're not bad, but they're not the team that they were when they won the Super Bowl, and because they signed Joe Flacco again. The offensive line went down. The running back core went down. Your good defensive players became old and retired. So, I'm not calling a Denver playoff run right here, but what I'm saying is Denver is going to surprise some people because Joe Flacco is a better quarterback than you guys think. How do you feel about that?
I agree.
What about that's I was just about to say that. What if Joe Flacco gets a weapon like Antonio Brown? How cool would that be? That would be sick. That also brings up my next topic that I was going to say. Is Antonio Brown tweeted out that he's trying to move from Pittsburgh, saying, "Thank you, Steeler Nation, for a big 9-year big 9 years. Time to move on and forward." Where do you think he'll end up? I think this could be a good chance for Joe Flacco. That's exactly what I was gonna say. If the Denver Broncos pick up Antonio Brown and they got Demaryius Thomas, that would be nasty. It's a good chance for them to smooth out their quarterback issues and get a good wide receiver in the middle of it.
I think you should go with the Browns.
Okay. All right. So peep this, though. I recently saw an intro. Oh, I didn't finish taking the picture of it. Damn it. The numbers are staggering for the amount of I took a picture of it, but I don't have the numbers on me. But the numbers that Antonio Brown are set to give the Steelers are set to give Antonio Brown the next 3 years are staggering. Like $2.5 million 1 year, 1.9 the next year, something exceedingly getting crazy in the next 2-3 years. He's due 2.5 just for being on the roster, and if he's traded before then, he'll get the 2.5 million. But if he's traded after, he'll get 1.9 or something like that. So no matter what, the Steelers are paying the man. I'm interested to see who's going to pick him up, just for that simple fact. The dude turns 31 this year, so he's not a young wide receiver. Is he worth that much still?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so too.
But the problem is Big Ben is the type of quarterback that it doesn't really exist in the league anymore, where you sling it down the field and you got the guy like Antonio Brown who will run a curl route, and if the curl route doesn't work, he just runs down the field. And when he runs down the field, that option's still open there for Ben Roethlisberger to sling it down the field, where you're not going to get that in Denver with Joe Flacco. So I think his wide receiver value goes down when Ben Roethlisberger is not throwing to him.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter the distance. He can still catch the ball. So
That's true. That's true.
I mean, he can catch.
Not hollow. Yeah.
He can catch a little over the top, 10-yard pass as
Easy.
well as he can a 30 or 40-yard
Easy.
pass.
Yeah, for sure. Not Hall of Fame worthy is Nick Foles Hall of Fame worthy. I think Joe Flacco's Hall of Fame worthy, and I think that if Nick Foles stays in a quarterback position to a decent team, he could be Hall of Fame worthy. You guys can hate on me for the Joe Flacco thing. Trade him to the CFL. I told you, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I just don't think he is going to Nick Foles is going to get a chance to stay on a relevant team. He's going to end up in a Jacksonville or a Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Or
I don't think you make the Hall of Fame that way.
no.
Although,
I mean, you can with the numbers. I mean, who is that?
Truth.
Dan Marino.
Yeah,
I mean, after they went to the Super Bowl, the Dolphins were garbage.
Truth. Yep.
And he's consistently, turn on ESPN in July when they're running down the top 20 quarterbacks or 10 quarterbacks.
He's always in the top 10.
Always.
No doubt about that. Kareem Hunt to the Browns. Browns to the playoffs. Dilly dilly, Devin says. I totally agree with that statement.
Man, they're going to the Super Bowl.
They're not going to the Super
They're going
Bowl.
to the Super Bowl.
They're not going to.
Calling
But
it.
that running back with Carlos Hyde and the depth that they have with Carlos Hyde and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt now.
And then was that Johnson Jr.?
Oh, Duke Johnson Jr.
Yeah.
Dude, and that guy catches passes like a wide receiver too. Like, the Browns aren't going to be a team to be messing with next year, man.
I agree.
They're not. I like it. Baker Mayfield is only going to get better.
Yep.
I'd like to see them get some decent offensive line players over the draft and during the offseason, and then we'll be really cooking with fire.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think they're really putting some key pieces together there.
Yeah. They're trying to win, dude,
Mm-hmm.
and I like it. I haven't really heard any other crazy news for the NFL.
I haven't either. I just heard those two things.
I do like the fact that that trade happened with the Denver Broncos and Joe Flacco, and I do like that Kareem Hunt has been signed to the Browns. I think that gives the Browns a good depth, and I think that gives Joe Flacco a time to shine and show you haters what's going down. So that's what's up. MLB,
Yeah, pitchers and catchers reported.
pitchers and catchers have reported we are talking about spring training soon, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I like it.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I know I shouldn't be because I'm just going to be disappointed, but
Hey, it happens. Heard Bell is going to the Colts or Bucks and have $140 million cap space and has to use $100 million or get fined due to the National Football League's Player Association contract. Is that what the last word is?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, I had a pop-up happen in between that. I would actually if Le'Veon Bell went to the Indianapolis Colts, they'd definitely be fighting for an AFC championship, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts had a pretty good year.
They had a great year. Andrew Luck started looking good again after that injury. He got player comeback of the year. The Colts aren't a thing to mess around with either. You fit a couple more pieces into the puzzle, and we're looking good. I like that.
Yeah, some of these teams should pick up some of the guys that the Rams are going to be losing.
Yeah. Or the short-term deals that they made.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. But they did build a very, very strong team this year.
Oh,
Depending on whether or not these guys want to get paid or they want to win, the Rams could be in the Super Bowl again next year.
They could.
Yeah. So I'm hearing Bryce Harper was offered a short-term deal with the Giants and stated he is not signing it or even considering short-term deals. How's that stick with you? Are you surprised by it? Because I'm not. I think that guy wants to be stable in a spot for a while and be built around.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Giants are the team to do that for him. It's not a good fit, Brycey.
Well, obviously he agrees with you.
Yep. You hear anything about Machado?
Yeah, I heard the Yankees were floated him an offer of, I forget what the amount was, but it was some ridiculous amount.
I don't know numbers, but from what I'm understanding, San Diego Padres have been reportedly aggressive trying to get contract offers to him. And people in his camp are pushing for a shorter-term deal than the Padres are offering, a shorter-term deal with the Yankees or the Phillies or the White Sox. Machado is uncertain if he wants to go to a rebuilding National League West club, is what was reported and what I read. What do you think about Harper and Machado not signing yet? I said, I think a couple weeks ago, I said, once these guys sign, all the rest of the chips of the free agency will start falling.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's waiting on these two guys. So I just want you to sign your contract, find out where we're playing, and let's move on. The Phillies look crazy stacked right now.
Yeah.
Did you see that roster already? If Bryce Harper lands with the Phillies, bro, it's over. That would be insane. I'd like to see it, though.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. Man. You hearing anything else in the MLB?
No.
How about Boston?
I don't really pay attention to off-season stuff that much.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, you want to move right along?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So, I am excited to tell you that the St. Louis Blues have finally started turning it around.
Oh, they won a game?
They've won more than one game, and they're in a wild card spot position already. Yeah. So I'm excited about it. I've been paying attention to the Blues a lot more the last couple of weeks, and I picked a perfect time to do it. The trade deadline still hasn't quite hit, so not too many trades stood out to me over the week that I felt were too eye-opening to talk about, but I do have a top 5 ranking in the NHL. Juggernauts, Tampa Bay Lightning are still in the 1 spot. These guys are killing it, and nobody's stopping them. San Jose, still doing excellent, and they jumped up 2 spots for me just because of the way that they played the last week. Calgary lost to the Nucks, so I dropped them to 3. And the Jets' Blake Wheeler is still doing amazing, so I'm sending them up to 4. And then the Maple Leafs' William Nylander is starting to heat up, but the rest of the team needs to get on the same page as him. So once they do, the Maple Leafs will probably do better than Calgary and the Jets. I like where they're at. You seen anything in the NBA?
Nah.
Philly's going to win the East. I'm calling it right now. Calling it. I'm saying it. Philly's winning the East. These pre-trade deadline trades that they made, shoved them into favorites, I think. I like where they can go, and the NBA Finals is the limit for them, though, because they still have to play the Golden State Warriors. It's going to be rough, man. It's going to be rough, but number one for me in my top 5 rankings is Golden State. No surprise.
Yeah, right.
The Bucks, however, they lost to the Magic by 20 points, not having the Greek Freak in their lineup, so it raises some eyebrows for me on their capability without Antetokounmpo. Toronto made some moves, and I feel like Gasol to the Raptors is going to be propelling them to the top of the rankings, so I moved them up higher than other people's rankings. Toronto is 3 for me. OKC's depth is always questionable, but playing with some style lately, and now Paul George is picking it up. The Thunder have allowed only 104 points per 100 possessions in the last 18 games against the West's top 10 teams. So they're looking good, and it kills me inside, but OKC's doing all right. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, iron strong as usual. Tobias Harris shot 36 points on 15 for 26 with 14 rebounds and 9 assists with a win over the Nuggets and the Lakers on Friday and Sunday. They're a force to be reckoned with, and this is why I'm giving them the top 5 spot, and that is why I'm thinking they're going to win the East, because now they put all the pieces together, all those trades they made. Phillies are looking good. How much of the AAF did you pay attention to?
I paid attention to the clip that I saw on Facebook where the quarterback got hit so hard his helmet flew off.
Yes. Pacers planting, though. Oh, I didn't mean to delete your comment. I'm sorry, homie. Pacers planting, though. Pacers playing tough even without Victor Oladipo. Yo, I like it, man. They have been doing good. But I need to see them, like, they have to fix what's going on because they don't have Oladipo. And once they do that, I feel like they'll get in a position where they can get into a better spot that they're in. But, so the AAF had its inaugural season, its inaugural week start over the weekend.
Nice.
All you saw was that hit? Man.
Yeah, I kept intending to watch the highlights, and then I never got around to it.
Okay. So I got a big old piece on this. So feel free to chip in on any of this when I'm talking about it.
Okay.
But how much of the AAF are you aware of? What do you know about the AAF?
I know that it exists.
That's about it?
That's
right,
about it.
I'm going to break this down to you because I looked up all the rules.
Okay.
I looked up all the teams. I looked up all the schedule. I looked up everything. I started doing some research on it. I looked up at people who were involved in this. And to tell you the truth, man, I'm freaking excited for it. It's going to be good football at a lower level than the NFL, but still good enough that these guys can play in the NFL if they succeed well enough, if that makes any sense.
So it's kind of more like a minor league
basically
NFL?
So basically, but without attachment. So, like, you have the MLB baseball major league teams, and then you have the farm teams underneath.
Sure.
But none of these 8 teams that are in the AAF are attached to any specific team.
So
they can do
league.
Yes, it's its own separate league.
Okay.
It's all about a bunch of guys who are good enough to play in the NFL and get on the practice squads or have started in the NFL, but something happened where maybe an older player had to go down because an injury, or he can't stop smoking weed and he needs another opportunity to showcase his skills still. And then
Kind of like playing in the CFL or something.
Right. But this is I feel like this is on a little bit bigger of a platform than, because this is getting broadcasted on CBS.
Oh.
Yeah, they're broadcasting on CBS. I watched a couple games, only 2 of them, but that's half of the week. So there's only 8 teams in the league. So we have been witness to the rise of this new football league. And this one's called the Alliance of American Football League. I only got to watch 2 games of the 4 that got played by the 8 teams that are in the league, with names involved like Charlie Ebersol, Hall of Famer Bill Polian, Troy Polamalu, Hines Ward, Jared Allen, and Justin Tuck. All of these guys have been deep in the NFL, all of these guys. Nick, Eric, let me know when you're available. Yeah, for sure. I will let you know, Jeff. Sixers lost to the Celtics without Kyrie. They're frauds. I like that, though. That's true. Pacers just beat Lakers 42 playing with LeBron. I like that. What does AAF stand for? I just said it. I like it. Good call. We aren't old enough to be AAF members yet. That's brutal. 85% of AAF players have had an NFL contract. It's true. What rhymes with baloney? Bologna? It's baloney. But, all right. So we have names like Hines Ward and Justin Tuck and Jared Allen all involved in this. And this gets me excited because these guys know what the NFL is, and these guys know how to make the NFL better. Or give guys who aren't in the NFL an opportunity after college or when you've been in the NFL and need to go down to get a little bit more development. And this is perfect. There's 2 conferences, the East and West, obviously. In the East, you have the Atlanta Legends, Birmingham Iron, Memphis Express, and the Orlando Apollos. And in the West, you have the Arizona Hotshots, Salt Lake Stallions, San Antonio Commanders, and San Diego Fleet. The playoffs work like this. There are 4 teams in the league, and the top 2 in each conference of their respective conferences will make the playoffs. And then after that, you have your Super Bowl or whatever they're called, their $1 million game, their college football championship, whatever they call it, it's their Super Bowl. Okay. Brad Childress and Mike Singletary and Mike Martz, all coaches that have very tenured resumes in the NFL, are coaches for this league. All 3 of them. There's a good list of coaches that have been involved in the NFL that can make this really good. A lot of former players that played but didn't do so hot or stuck behind another player and that was maybe a little bit better and they were outshined and lost their shot of playing because of somebody better. As well as older guys who were probably just outshined by younger, more athletic guys coming up from college. I really like the concept. This can give guys who were on practice squads film for other people to watch and reps. So when you're on a practice squad, you don't get the reps that you do in an actual game. Sure. So this is a great concept for these guys to develop, and awesome for NFL scouting too. Maybe somebody gets signed to a practice squad and there's no film of him and he gets cut, and now the other 31 teams in the league can't look at this guy's work ethic, his performance, how he does. The AAF gives these guys this chance. All AAF players sign a 3-year contract for non-guaranteed $250,000. This gives the players it's non-guaranteed money. So it gives the players a reason to play hard. You get bonuses for performance goals, player bonuses, fan engagement, just all kinds of, I didn't get to read all of the stipulations of all of this. So say you get the most interceptions in the league at the end of the season, you get paid more for it.
Nice.
Stuff like that. The rules and model for the structure for the AAF is also has some like rule changes. There's no TV timeouts. I love that. Makes the game go faster. This is their model. Speed the game up. Let's play football.
Like that.
Yeah, so it's like I like this whole speed it up. Games are roughly between 2 hours and 2.5 hours is what they're like shooting for is what I read. Pretty significantly a big difference. This makes the game clock for the league is also shorter. I think they have 25 seconds and the NFL has 45. So this first week I noticed a whole bunch of extra men on the field. That's what extra men on the field and delay of game calls. That goes without saying because of the lack of the play clock. However, I feel like speeding up the game is good, and like once you get into mid-season form, it'll start fixing itself. If that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that?
I like it.
Speed up the game. Speed up the game. My Sharona. Harper will be a Philly. Hyde isn't in Denver anymore. That's not what we were talking about. Flacco and Foles, Hall of Fame worthy. Damn. Sorry, Raymond. Don't disagree. One knows how to run franchises. Ever saw knows marketing. I hope it works. I do too. AF only a couple months league. So I'm not complaining about that. I like to speed it up. Let's play football. Let's get it done. Another thing is with the shorter game clock, I did notice all those penalties, but defensively, you're not allowed to blitz with more than 5 guys.
Really?
Yeah, so think about it. These guys haven't been playing with each other for more than a couple months, maybe a couple months. That's not long enough to build enough cohesion on the offensive line.
Sure.
And these are guys who need development. So you blitz 8-7 guys, and you just overwhelm these guys who aren't really prepared for that.
Okay.
See how that is?
Yeah.
I hope they change it later, but I like it as it is right now. Maybe once we get more of a training camp, so to speak, established, I would like to see maybe 6 guys, maybe 7, but it wouldn't be too bad. No extra points in this. You don't kick extra points in the AAF.
So you have to go for a 2-point
You have
conversion?
to go for a 2-point conversion. I like this because it changes up the scoring scheme. You have either 6 points or 8 points. And it makes a big difference because say a team's not doing very well and they can't convert on that short yardage, but they keep throwing the long ball.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 extra points are going to make a difference, whereas you just kick the ball and
right.
So we're less reliant on kickers here. I like that. There's also no kickoffs. Like this as well. The ball will be placed on the 25-yard line, just like a touchback. I think it takes away from these guys getting injured because most of these dumb injuries that we see can happen on the kickoffs. I also like the fact that they do this because on the kickoff, 90% of the time we're watching a guy
It just goes for a touchback anyway.
not taking the ball. And when he does take the ball, most of the time he ends up by the 20 or 25-yard line anyway.
Yeah.
So let's get rid of it. Let's not do it. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, and I mean, and if this really is, like you're saying, could be a developmental league for the NFL, why would you want, a kickoff or punt returns or whatever, and injure these guys that could have,
On a special teams play,
right?
on a kickoff. Now I can understand if you got sacked and you got hurt from that. That's different.
Well, sure. I mean, you could.
But on a kickoff where the guy's going to go up to the 25-yard line anyway,
I mean, yeah.
not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, anything, any weird thing can happen. I mean, hell, you can break your leg going to the bathroom too. But why add the extra risk?
I would like to see NFL teams affiliated with teams like the NBA G League. So I like that they don't because it gives us a bigger depth of these guys getting added from the AAF that can go anywhere in the league. There's only 8 teams in the league right now, and there's 32 teams in the NFL. Maybe once we expand a little bit more, we can start talking about farm team, but I like that they're our own separate entity, and I like to keep it that way. But I like your idea. That's not bad. As well as not having any kind of a kickoff, onside kicks are not a thing. So,
And I don't think they're going to be a thing in the NFL for much longer.
I don't either. The ball will be placed at the 28-yard line of your own 28-yard line. It'll be 4th and 12, and you have to get the conversion or the team gets the turnover on downs where the ball is spotted. I'm a fan of this. I like it. It's doable, but hard. So it makes it better than taking away an onside kick attempt, because the amount of attempts that were made in the NFL for onside kicks this year were 20. Of those 20 that were made, just 2 of them were successful. That's 10%.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's bad.
And that's way down from the year before because of that rule.
Right.
I forget what the rule change was, but
it's like a bigger spacing in between the 2 teams.
I think
you have to go further with the kick.
I think the ball has to touch the ground or something like that. There was something about the ball too.
Yeah.
And because I think last year it was like a 30% success rate for an onside kick, and then
it went down to 10.
Yeah.
So I like this. This is a good move. And this also still gives your guys reps. That's a rep that's being taken away from your offensive line player because you're doing an onside kick, because you're playing special teams. I like that. That's a good move. Coaches will get 2 challenges in a game. No longer is every score and every turnover reviewed. You get 2 challenges. That's it. Let the refs do their job. Let the boys play. OT is now done. Each team gets 1 possession from the other team's 10-yard line. You have to score. The game will end in ties here. I think it's inevitable. I don't really know how I feel about it, but I would rather see that than seeing guys go down the field with one possession, get a touchdown, and now the game's over and the other team doesn't get a chance. Now they're not in the Super Bowl or in the AFC or NFC championship. I don't like seeing college football go to 7 overtimes because they score, they tie. He gets another possession, so they go back and play another overtime. Don't like that. Don't like it. How do you feel about being spotted on the 10? 1 possession.
I like that regardless, both teams get a chance to get the ball. I don't like things ending in ties, though.
I don't either.
I like winners and losers.
But my argument for that is the AAF has clearly laid out their model. And their model is speed up the game. This speeds up the game.
And I guess, you can tie it in the NFL, too. So
yeah, you can. But
the Browns did it.
Hey. It's true, though. So that's the overtime rules.
Okay.
What is that? I don't really – what I was saying is I don't really like seeing a team go out there and win an overtime game by 3 points. That's the only thing that I have a problem with there. New league next year, new year also. It's backed by a major network. Yeah, I like it. It's good. Shout out to Jay for having a birthday today. Where's Jay? I don't know. Has he still disappeared? Is he still MIA?
I haven't heard from him since the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Damn. I think there's a couple more rules here. Nope. No more rules that I have written down. But
okay.
All right. So if you didn't watch it, let me explain something. I loved how mic'd up the players and coaches were. I can see this being an issue with knowing how much football players cuss. In the 2 games that I watched, I heard a couple F-bombs, so I don't know how long that's going to be a thing, but I really enjoyed it while we have it, so enjoy it while we have it. Check it out. It's pretty cool hearing them change the play at the line, or Mike Martz saying halfway through the game, this quarterback's not doing good, I'm going to change him. It gets shown on the game, and it's cool. Really I like cool. it. Yeah, you can hear them calling the plays. They'll be like, "Hey, zip right 22," and boom. Now the announcers are talking about, "Hey, check this out. This is going to happen this way, but the defense is set up this way, so this might happen." And it's an analytical breakdown of football.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I like that.
So it kind of goes back to watching Joe Madden on the TV screen. And then this guy goes over here. And
yeah, but we're watching it in real time instead of a replay. So it's pretty cool. I liked the couple reviews that I got to see. So we watched. I don't remember which team it was, but I watched a couple reviews, and during the review, they go up to the booth and they have the person on the headset who is reviewing the play.
Mm-hmm.
And they give a breakdown of what they saw before they watched the review. And then they watch the review, and then they go, okay, so I'm looking for 1 foot down. There it is. Looking for 2 feet down. There it is. Does he does he maintain possession of the ball? He maintains possession of the ball. He goes down to the ground. Ball's still there. It's a touchdown. They break it down analytically. They break it down step by step as they're reviewing it, and it's awesome. I loved it. I hope actually the NFL brings that into their formula.
They won't. They want to make the game longer so they can fit more advertisements in it.
Probably. I totally agree with that statement. My only issue that I have with the AAF so far is you can obviously see this league was meant to rekindle careers and develop players. The O-line needs some work. I saw a lot of sacks that happened that didn't need to happen because of just poor development of players. The guys aren't experienced, and this gives them the experience. I think once we hit mid-season, it'll be good. One of the most exciting hits that I saw in a football game in a long time without a flag when Berkovici, how do you say his name? Berkovitsky? Whatever. The San Diego, or Berkovsky? How do you say that? Berkovici. Berkovici. That's what his name is. Sorry. Berkovici got hit so hard that the football and the helmet that he was wearing left his possession at the same time. And I was like, he got hit so hard that he fumbled two balls. Wait, that's his helmet. Does he still have his head inside his helmet? He got hit so hard that his helmet popped off, the ball went flying. I didn't know if he got decapitated, but there was no flags. I like it. I like the no flags. I like the hits. I like the rules. I like the chance to see these guys develop, and I like where it's going. I think it's going to be very entertaining and way better than the XFL was. I like to cover this for the rest of their season. I made some picks.
Okay.
I don't know anything about these teams really other than what I read, but maybe I'm just going out here on a limb. But week 2, we're seeing week 1, the Apollos smashed the Legends 40-6. The Iron giving the AAF its first shutout over the Express 26-0, and the Hot Shots won 38-22 over the Stallions. Okay, so week 2, Salt Lake Stallions will meet Birmingham Iron. I think Birmingham is going to win. Arizona Hot Shots versus the Memphis Stallions. I think Arizona is going to win. Apollos play the Commanders in San Antonio. Orlando is going to win. And the Legends will play the Commanders, and I'm taking the Legends. That's where we're going to go with that.
All right.
I'm going to start making some picks on the AAF. We're going to treat it like the NFL.
When
Jay is watching now. Shout out Jay for your happy birthday. And why are you not in here talking about the Rams losing?
So what days do they play?
I think Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
But I watched it on YouTube after the game's already happened.
Oh, okay.
So I don't watch it live, but there are full games and full broadcast coverage on YouTube.
Okay.
But I'm not sitting here promoting AAF, but they have an app that you can watch all of the games for free on.
Ooh.
Yep. So keep that in mind. If I know you don't have a phone that has app compatibility, but
do not.
I think you have a tablet. I think you could download it on your tablet.
Oh, okay.
So that's exciting. I like that. The AAF is here, and I'm down for it. You got anything else to add, man? I'm going to wrap this show up quick today.
Yeah, that's fine. I gotta get home for that ice sets in.
Yeah, we're trying not to get Eric stuck here, even though I would love to hang out with Eric all night because, I mean, that mustache is beautiful.
Gotta pay to play.
XFL is coming back. You're right, with 8 teams, and Seattle got one. I would like to see the AAF expand, though. I want to see the teams. I would like to see some.
It'd be cool if they played each other.
The AAF and the XFL?
Yeah.
Yeah, but whose rules would they fall under?
No, I don't care as long as McMahon's involved.
Bro. It's a hot mess, man.
I know. It's a train wreck that I can't stop watching.
I hope the 2020 season for the XFL is a lot better than the last season that they had.
The only season they had?
I wasn't going to go that far, but
yeah, well, we all know
harsh call out.
Well, I mean, history and stuff.
History and stuff. All right, well, check it out. If you're not following us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or subbed on YouTube, go find us out there. We're here. If you're not watching us on the Game Changer Sports Network live on Facebook, go find them on Facebook. Catch the live show sometime. We go live on Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Typically. Sometimes we have inclement weather where we're not able to do that. But we're Talk Interference Sports and the Game Changer Sports Network. Go find their Twitter, our Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Go look for it. Go at us. Go sub us. Go do it all. And if you're going to an event, go to SeatGeek.com, use promo code GCSN, and get $20 off of your purchase. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Justin, Dennis, Andrew, Chelsea, Brittany, Jake, Gary, all these people, anybody who I didn't mention. If I did say your name, you know who you are. You guys, we appreciate everything you guys are doing. Anybody who's watching us or is even clicked on us, check it out. We love you. Thanks for the support. Watch out for updates on our show on Saturday.
Yes.
We're going live on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it this Saturday. So watch us. We are going to have director/producer Jason Reed of Sonicsgate. We're going to talk some Supersonics, baby. We're going to talk some Supersonics with Jason. Jason's going to tell us all about Sonicsgate. And if you want to inform yourself a little bit about Sonicsgate before the show, go Chiefs. Just had to throw that in there. Thanks, Gary. I just gave you a shout out too. XFL will have some of the same rules as AFF or AAF. Yes, I hope so, Dennis. But big shout out to all you guys, Dennis, Gary, all of you guys. But yeah, go to sonicsgate.org. SONICS gate GATE.org. Check that website out. Watch that video. We're going to be talking to the director and producer on Saturday. And I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be real fun.
So big shout out to Jason Reed, too. Go find him on Twitter and everything. He's a very big sports advocate for the Supersonics. And down with Howard Schultz.
Yep.
Bring back our Sonics.
We'll see how he likes the Starbucks I'm going to bring him.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm not going to do that.
All right. So Thank you guys. Love you. Watch us Saturday.
Yes. It's going to be good fun.
It's going to be great. See ya.